I love talking about books, and what better way to celebrate talking about books? Welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads! Let's go! Yes, hello and welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. I am, of course, Mr. Francy, and it is wonderful to have your company again today as I start something new for me for 2025. It is a lovely little segment that I am going to be calling Booktag Mondays. That's right, every single Monday from now on until I changed my mind. I am going to do a book tag. I love doing book tags. Now, for those of you who don't know, basically book tags are a Q&A about books. Someone will write a list of questions or prompts about books, and you come on camera, you state the question or prompt, and answer it with a book or something bookish. And I love them so much, and you all seem to love them as well. So yay, it's wonderful to have this back here. Now, if you would like to suggest a book tag for me to do, please do, and I will definitely give you a shout out. Just let me know either in the comment section below or come on over to the Discord and let me know over in the book tag suggestions channel over on my Discord server, the Sparkle Cafe. But let's get right on into it. The very first book tag for Book Tags Mondays has been recommended to me by my dear friend Patt over on the Discord. So thank you, Patt. This is the Sims book tag, which is so perfect for me because, Pat, you know me so well. I love playing Sims. I play Sims 4 as often as I can, which has not been anywhere near often enough lately. This tag was created by Hailey in Bookland, a booktuber that I have grown to love over the years. She's absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend checking out her channel. I haven't seen any videos from her lately, so I hope she's okay, and best of luck and love to Hailey, because I absolutely love her channel. This tag was so perfect for me. Please allow me to jump in and talk about Sims. It's basically a game where you get to control the lives of characters. So basically you create characters, you build a nice house for them to live in, and yeah, you control everything they do, from their careers to their hobbies to making sure they're fed and showered and entertained and whatever else, and it can just be an absolute blast. So I watched the original tag, I watched Hailey doing it to get an understanding of where she was coming from with the tag, and oh my gosh, Hailey did this tag in 2016, and the 2016 Hailey doing this tag spoke about Sims the way I do. I agreed with everything she said about Sims. So I am not only going to tell you the prompt, I'm going to explain why this is a prompt and what Hailey is referring to, and then I will answer the question. So let's jump right in. Prompt number 1 is the original Sims, the best author debut. Sims has gotten to where it is now, all because of the original one. As I say, I play Sims 4, which is the latest Sims to be out, but it all started at the beginning, and that's how it all took off. So the question does make sense as to the best author debut. I'm gonna go with this one, Farida BK Ayamide's original first debut novel, Ace of Spades. I read this as my final book that I read in 2024, and I absolutely loved it. And I need me some more Farida EBK Ayamide. This book was so amazing, and when I finished it, one of my first thoughts was, I need to read more of Farida's work. If you are a fan of Gossip Girl, Pretty Little Liars, or both, you will absolutely love this book. This next prompt is going to come with a spoiler, but don't worry, I'm going to put a spoiler tag up on the screen, so you just need to scroll along or go to the next prompt, because I would put timestamps, so just go to the next one if you don't want to be spoiled. No spoiler yet, I'm just going to say what the tag is first. So, next is the Grim Reaper. Yeah, so in Sims, there is a Grim Reaper, and in 2016, the Grim Reaper would come along and, take away those that had passed away in Sims. The prompt is the saddest character death, because any sort of mention of death could be seen as a spoiler. If you do not want to know any death in any book, skip to the next timestamp now. If you're fine with me showing you the book, I'll show you the book now, and then I'll put the spoiler tag up on the screen. So don't worry, I have you covered. And if you're listening to this, I'm giving you more than enough time to get back to your phone and switch to the next prompt if you need to. Okay, so the book I'm going to show you is this book, Mistborn, which is actually called The Final Empire, but it's just called Mistborn on the cover. The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Okay, spoiler tag up on the screen. Here we go. So, the death I'm referring to here is Kelsier. I love Kelsier. I read this book in March of 2020. Kelsier's death has stayed with me till now, and we're in January of 2025. I mean, it was so heartbreaking. Logically, I get why it happened. I do. It does, in as far as moving everything forward, it does make sense, but as far as emotionally, right here in the heart, Brandon Sanderson, to this day. Prompt number 3 is Sims getting stuck. Yes, so if you do one little thing, a sim may not be able to move. So, and I thought they said yibs, but I guess yibs is the wrong word. But, you know, they'll say something along the lines of, yibs. Like, or they at least say, and then something else. And it's like, ugh, I know, you can't move. Why can't you move? So, it's generally because something is in the way. In that vein, Hailey's next prompt is a character that just got in the way. And my answer is going to be The Woman Outside My Door by Rachel Ryan. I love this book. If you're looking for great thrillers, you cannot go past Rachel Ryan. We follow a woman by the name of Georgina. Her son has come up to her at the beginning of chapter 1 saying that he spoke to his grandmother today. And Georgina starts freaking out because both of her child's grandparents are dead. So what the heck is going on here? So without giving away any spoilers whatsoever, any time that something came up to do with this grandma person that the son is seeing, whoever this may be, however it may be, the husband, Bren, would always jump in, like, if the child was around, he'd be like, oh, yep, that makes sense. And when the child wasn't around, the husband would be, he's a kid. You know, he has an active imagination. It's fine. Which is so annoying, because I was with Georgina from moment 1 going, who the flip is this woman who's trying to claim that she's his grandma? What is she doing to this poor little kid? And yeah, this husband, he just kept... have you seen Amazing Race? You know, the roadblock? That's what it felt like. He was the roadblock every step of the way. It's like, dude, you need to go away. Next up is Simlish. So Simlish, taken as a derivative of the word English, is the language that Sims speak. Yeah, so, you know, if they go like, yibs, or, you know, dag, or, you know, whatever else. I'm trying to think of others, but yeah. Like, dag will be hello, and they'll be like, dag, or yibs, or whatever. Yeah, that's Simlish. And the prompt for the Simlish one is, where are we? A book with amazing writings. I just need to say a very quick prelude, which is I very, very rarely, seldom read books that have beautiful writing, like, and by beautiful writing I mean like purple prose and stuff like that. It just honestly gives me a headache. Can I do it? Yeah, absolutely, but I feel like it's additional work I'm doing that I don't want to do. Like, I need to sit there and, first of all, I'm reading the book, but secondly, I now need to translate every second word because I don't know what the heck the author's trying to say, or even if I do, I need to, you know, have the cogwheels work way too much, you know, going, okay, so you give me a metaphor, but let me try and work out this metaphor, because what the heck do you mean? You know, The book I've chosen, therefore, is a book that has very, very, very minimal prose and very, very, very minimal word count, but every single sentence is impactful. It's The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. And as I say, there's like next to no words, well, not next to no, but there's hardly any words on a page at all. But every single sentence is impactful. Charlie Mackesy may be a man of few words, but his words have such impact. Beautiful writing. Prompt number 5 is expansion packs. So yeah, especially I can talk with Sims 4. They have a whole ton of extra additional add-ons that you can purchase that will create different experiences. Some may be like items that are added, like clothing, or others are literally expansion packs that expand and open up whole other worlds and whole other experiences for your Sims that you can purchase. So that's what that is. And the prompt is a series where the books kept on getting better. And I'm going to show you the book, but before I do, I'm just going to tell you that I have a little bit of a gripe that I'm going to say as well. So just allow me the gripe and then we can all move on. All right. So my answer to this is Zodiac Academy by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. If you're not a fan of the series, feel free to move on to the next one. But I just want to make a point. I've been doing a lot of research recently about this series because this series has received a ton of the H word that I don't like to use, hate. And I don't get why. And what I realized is people need to think about the way they write things in their reviews, because the majority of people who hate this series haven't fully read the series. So yeah, this definitely fills the prompt, because this is a series where the books get better and better as you go along. It's a fantasy series, and book 1, this one, is incredibly rough for so many reasons, as is book 2, as is some of book 3. But as you progress along, and there are nine main books in the series, and at least I think 5 novellas, as you go along, it does actually get better. My gripe, put very simply, is this. I don't like when people read one book in a series and then say, this series is absolutely horrible, where, how do you know the series is horrible? You've read one book. You have every right to DNF a book. You have every right to say how much you really hated a book. I prefer that you be transparent. But why not say, this book was absolutely terrible, or I hated this book? Why say I hated the series when you haven't read the whole series? You've read 1, 2, maybe 3 books in the entire series. I don't get that. And obviously the gripe is not to anyone who has read the whole series and still doesn't like it. That's fine. But the majority of the time, that's what I'm seeing, is people going, this is a really horrible series. I read book 1 and then I DNF'd and never read any other one. Well, how do you know the series is horrible when you only read one book? I'm sorry, am I wrong? Like, you tell me what you think in the comment section below, but it definitely fulfills the prompt. The series absolutely gets better with each and every subsequent book, and I highly recommend it. Okay, next few I need to put up on the screen because I don't own them anymore, and that's because they're negative prompts, and I got rid of negative books I didn't want anymore. So, the next one is Sims Romance. Yeah, the prompt is the worst case of insta-love, and that is because Sims fall in love way too quickly in a natural way, let alone if you use the cheats like I do, which, yeah, cheats are fantastic. They just really help. And everyone that's created the games knows of the cheats. They created them for a reason, so it's not a bad thing that you use them. It's fine. It's Sims. But yeah, they fall in love way, way too quickly. So yeah, the prompt is the worst case of insta-love. I know there are people who love these authors. I know there are people who love this book. I am not at all trying to offend you. I'm just giving you my thoughts. My answer is Inner Holidays by Christina Lauren. If you love it, that is absolutely fantastic. My issue with this book was that we learn a lot about the main character, but every other character we know very, very, very minimal surface level stuff. And so therefore the romance very much felt like insta-love and very much felt like a romance that I just didn't believe. The next prompt is cheats. Yeah, so I was talking about that before. So you have your little cheat codes and yeah, everyone knows them. And, you know, if with me being on my laptop, I already know if you go Control-Shift-C, it opens up a little dialog box at the top and you can start typing things in. And I do. Hailey was talking about Motherload. Motherload is a cheat that gives you 50,000 simoleons, because if you're building a house and you want a lot of expensive products, you need money. So yeah, that one helps. I use one that I absolutely love, which is sims.fill_all_commodities, which your Sims, just like any sort of AI you're taking care of, they need to be fed, they need to be entertained, they need to make sure that they're, you know, showered and whatever else that they need to do. And when you put in that sheet, if their needs are at like 1 or 2%, they suddenly become green and all filled up and I don't have to do anything, which is great, especially with the sleeping one, because they need to obviously sleep. And sometimes there are tasks that I need them to do that they don't have enough time during their waking day. So by using that sheet, we boom, fill all the needs. They don't need to sleep and I can focus on what I'm doing. I love the cheats. Anyway, her prompt is a book that was entirely unrealistic. I don't have a book on me that I can think of that was entirely unrealistic, and she's referring to a like contemporary or something that is set in our world. My answer for this is going to be Scene of the Climb by Kate Diaseely. No hate Kate Diaseely, this is the only book of hers I've read. Kate Diaseely has placed an Australian character into this book, and the Australian character is clearly not Australian. And that took me out of the book and made everything else seem very unrealistic to me. To give you one example, there are many, but to give you one example, this guy says one word, which is not a word used in civilized conversation over here in Australia, but is a word that exists here, called ochre. It is spelled O-C-K-E-R. It is a word that is a very degrading term for someone of the lowest class. Not in this book. In this book, this person who is Australian, who has been born and raised in Australia, who knows this word, says ochre means man-eater, which is a completely different meaning. And in Australia, we adopt some Americanized terminology. We would say man-eater, we wouldn't say ochre, because they're two completely different things. And this main character goes on to use that word throughout the book, going, oh, that person's an ochre, that person's an ochre, that person's an ochre. No, they're not. That person's a man-eater, a man-eater, a man-eater in MC's opinion, but not an ochre. And a lot of the things that this Australian did, it wasn't reflecting what an average Australian would do. Now, I'm not an average Australian. I am not your stereotypical Australian by any means at all, but even a stereotypical Australian would not act that way. Anyway, there's my gripe. I should definitely read more Kate Diaseely though, and not just judge her on one book. And I have heard from others that the Australian features in the rest of the series, so therefore I won't read the rest of this series. But if you have a Kate Diaseely you want to recommend for me that you think I would love, let me know in the comments below that's not part of this series, because I do want to give her another chance. I had to go back for this prompt because I forgot what she was saying. So prompt number 8 is needs fulfillment, a character who made all the wrong decisions. Yeah, so Hailey's point, because I was like, needs fulfillment, what did she say again? Hailey's point here is very, very true. So you know how I was talking about the needs earlier, like how they need to, you know, sleep and they need to eat and whatever they need to do. Yeah. They kind of won't do it on their own. They may need to go use the bathroom and they're like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom, but they won't go unless you make them go, and it's very annoying. So, you know, you need to be active with their needs, and it's very annoying. I'm so with Hailey on that. But anyway, the prompt is a character who made all the wrong decisions. I sadly unhauled these books because I gave them away to someone who I know will love them, but I'm going to refer to Rose Hathaway in the Vampire Academy series, book number 4 specifically, Blood Promise. So, very quickly, in this book, doesn't matter what the series premise is, but in this particular book, Rose Hathaway is in danger. She needs to do some things to make sure she's not going to die. So, part of that is she needs to go somewhere and do something really quickly, then leave that place and do, I'm going to take this out of context here, but a million other things. She goes to this place, she decides to stay the night. Totally fine, the reasons make sense, all good. Next thing you know, she ends up staying for a couple of months, and I'm there like, Rose, what are you doing? You're going, I can't spoil, so I'll just say it this way. You're gonna die. Why are you not moving? Prompt number 9 is error code 12. This happens when the game crashes and you haven't saved and you lose everything you haven't saved. It's very, very annoying. Hailey was passionate about it. I am too. I've been there, and those of you who know, you know. It's very annoying, error code 12. Anyway, so the prompt is a series that started off great but went downhill from there. I'm giving you The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, as well as Divergent by Veronica Roth. Books 1 and 2 in both of these series were absolutely fantastic. Book number 3 for both of them was an absolute letdown. In this one, because we break the lightning we caught in the bottle, in this one, it just wasn't necessary. They could have just had an extra epilogue at the end of book number 2. Prompt number 10 is The Sims Vortex, how you get sucked in and the next thing you know, 5 hours have gone by. Yes, absolutely. Even last night I was saying on the Discord, because I played a bit of Sims, I said, I'm going to get out now, because if I don't, I'm going to be here for 10 hours, and it's happened before. So I totally get where Hailey's coming from there. The prompt is a book or series that completely engrossed you, and I'm going to go for one that's probably going to be an unpopular opinion. The Twilight Saga. I know that a lot of bibliophiles are not a fan of the Twilight Saga book series, but I love them. And the reason for that is because Stephanie, I was going to say Marissa Meyer there, Stephanie Meyer, I DNF'd to some Marissa Meyer books, so it's very different. Stephanie Meyer's writing style is so engrossing for me. I went into my reread of this for the first time since I read it after it was published as a child, wanting to critically read it and give an honest critical book review of it. After getting 2 pages in, I threw away my pen and pad. I couldn't anymore because I just love her writing style so much. It's like I've literally melted away from this physical reality. I'm in the book and I'm walking alongside the characters. And the final prompt is, who do you tag? So I'm going to give some specific tags, but I want everyone to do it. So there you go. Jessica from Lady Lovestead Reads, Nicole from Dusty Book Sniffers, Paige from Pages with Paige, Storm from Storm Reads, and Amy from Amy Harbored in Pages, as well as Nikki from Nikki's Books, Johara from The Witchy Reader, and Coda from Your Booktube Bestie. And anyone else who wants to do this tag, please just tag me somewhere in your description with @MrFrancy or however I come up in the tag, because I want to see you do the tag. Pat, thank you so very, very much for the book tag suggestion. This was so much fun for me. I honestly had totally forgotten that this was even a book tag. I'm sure I had seen Hailey's video a long time ago, but the fact that there's a sim book tag out there, Sims one, made me so happy. If you have a book tag that you would like to recommend for me, please do let me know in the comment section below or over on the Discord in the book tags channel, and I will definitely shout you out in that one. But Pat, so much love to you. This was a great way to start. In the meantime, I'm going to let you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind and love one another and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone.